A bank is a regulated, or it's a reserved term in Western civilization. So right now it means a company that takes business or retail deposits. It's regulated. If you're a regulated bank, you might actually be prevented from doing other financial things. So we don't have any plans to be a bank. We're much more enthusiastic about pioneering the world of Bitcoin-backed credit instruments. We want to have, the premier Bitcoin-backed equity and Bitcoin-backed credit, and so it's a set of financial products, but not a bank. 100 billion to a billion. So you're going to destroy your own options market. And if you dilute the Bitcoin with anything else, you would destroy your performance. And so the first order answer is it makes no sense because the options are destroyed and the equity is destroyed. The second order answer is you can't build a Bitcoin-backed convertible bond or Bitcoin-backed convertible preferred stock or Bitcoin-backed fixed income preferred stock if you're not Bitcoin-backed, right? And so if Berkshire Hathaway, for example, were to buy $100 billion worth of Bitcoin tomorrow, they might have more Bitcoin than us, but they couldn't issue equity and credit instruments that have Bitcoin's performance because they would be diversified. And so at the end of the day, like baby Saylor can get the point across 1,000,000 times as efficiently. And so I think that these are important because you just can't spread the information efficiently enough unless you put it into a viral package.
Amen. Love that. All right. Yes, absolutely. A lot of questions came in about MNAV. A lot of people curious about this. So do you think it's possible for MNAV to drop below 1 in a bear market? And if it does, how would that impact your strategy?
Yeah, I think an important point on that is sometimes I see like Twitter analysts saying, oh, this is just like GBTC and Grayscale went below 1 times NAV before. And what they miss is that Grayscale was a trust because the investors have lost faith in the management team and they think the management team is destroying shareholder value by acting irrationally. So, for example, if I were to give myself a $1 billion a year pay package and announce it, the stock would dive and people would say, what if I just said, hey, I have $64 billion of Bitcoin. I'm going to pay myself $1 billion a year for the next 64 years. People would lose faith in the company. They would say the management team is looting the shareholders. They dump the stock would trade below NAV. It's because the management team is doing something out of alignment with the interest of the shareholders that the stock would trade below NAV. Now, having said all of that, and if it's priced at a massive premium, we might sell it, not to drive the price down, but just to capture the premium. And we construct all the preferred so that I sell this preferred that people want US dollar yield. I sell this preferred to people that want convertible. I sell this preferred to people that want Japanese yield. I'll sell this thing to someone that might want a euro yield. I will create this for people that want leverage. And ultimately, we're creating value. And if one of the securities trades weak, we either stop selling it or we reverse it and start buying it. And then the price of those things will readjust and there'll be a huge surge of demand. And we will, if we have an ATM, when that surge of demand comes, we can sell $10 billion in a week. If we don't have an ATM and that surge of demand comes, we sell nothing in a week and we talk to some bankers for 4 weeks. And then by the time we do something, the opportunity is lost. So the thing that makes our company a monster is having multiple ATMs in multiple capital markets, all of them correlated to different forecasts, like your forecast of interest rates, your forecast of death. If you're an operating company and we trade below NAV, we just get to monetize that. That's good for me, right? I mean, arguably, the more irrational the market it is, the better it is. If you were to short our stock down to 10% of NAV, we would make billions and billions of dollars a day, right? And so we have a very anti-fragile structure, and I think we're pretty optimistic about the prospects there, because I'm quite sure the market will stay volatile.
Yeah.
And too cumbersome to settle very frequently. And so there was a fiat currency, these bonds, trading over the cash system, and the gold standard all through the century. And I think it's important because if you look at Bitcoin today, Bitcoin's digital gold, it's digital cash. What does it mean? It's a bearer instrument, a monetary instrument. What do I think is going to happen? I think it's going to keep growing from $1 trillion to 10 trillion to 100 coin, just like, that falls toward the center of gravity, which is the middle of the earth, and none of you have been there. That doesn't mean that it doesn't control everybody, right? Everything will be oriented in a frame of reference.
Right.
A million robots creating a million robots with like 22 employees that are worth trillions of dollars. Don't need the land, don't need the labor, have the money. Where's the capital going to flow? It's going to flow into the Bitcoin, right? I mean, if you create extreme wealth, right, there's going to be two types of people. There's going to be the people that bought the Bitcoin, and they're going to be privately wealthy, and they're going to live off of that, or something that is denominated in Bitcoin, right, in cyberspace. So it's all bullish for Bitcoin, and it's going to drive the price of Bitcoin up. And if you haven't figured out how to make money by putting AI into your business, that's hard. Then I give you the easy answer. You just buy the Bitcoin as much as you can buy, because we know where all the money is going to eventually go. The capital is all going to flow in the Bitcoin network, and the more everything else grows, the more Bitcoin is going to grow. So you could just go right there and then wait for the world to enrich you.
All right. Very, very bullish.
If BlackRock holds 3% or 2% of the Bitcoin, or if Strategy holds 2 or 3 or 4 or 5% of the Bitcoin, it doesn't matter, because the price of Bitcoin went from 10,000 to 100,000 while we were pursuing that 2%. And that meant that while we pursued that, by the way, technically, if you go to Saylor Tracker, you will find that all of the work that we've done to get to 2.5% resulted in like a $23 billion gain for us, $23 billion.
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and enabling post notifications for more content on crypto and digital assets. Check out our other videos and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps with the YouTube algorithm and keeps the content coming. Thanks for your support. Enjoy the video.